In this video, we're going to check out the brand new Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro. These buds are launching at MWC 2025 alongside the Xiaomi 15 and the 15 Ultra. I've been testing them out with my 15 Ultra, and of course, there's a lot of things to cover here, but the biggest thing I'll probably say is Snapdragon sound, APTX Lossless with APTX Adaptive, which allows us to actually get the best audio depending on the connection, up to 120 minutes per earbud, the ability of actually recording audio on our earbuds directly, meaning we can use them as an audio node directly without having to do anything other than just press and hold on the actual earbud itself. Let's not waste any time. Let's check out all the new features with the Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro tested on the brand new Xiaomi 15 Ultra. This is TK. Let's get started. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. In front of us is the actual packaging. These are the buds themselves. This is the Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro. Now, there's going to be two different colors of this. There's the silver with the reflective material that we have in here, as well as a white casing. For the most part, the features are exactly the same. It's just a colorway, and depending on your preference, you'll be able to get one or the other. Jumping in real quick, just to give you guys a quick heads up. This video is primarily focused on the Bluetooth edition of the buds. That's the ones that I have. The Wi-Fi version, which is launching at the same time, I should be able to get one hopefully soon, and once I receive that, we'll make a separate video for you guys. The primary difference is the connectivity and the functions of allowing us to switch between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi whenever we're further away from our phone when we're using our buds, and of course a few more optimizations in there. On the front of the box, first and foremost, we'll notice that we have Harman Kardon configurations here. We have high resolution audio since we have APTX Lossless as well as APTX Adaptive. Basically, the APTX Lossless is one of the capabilities of APTX Adaptive. Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro, of course, this is part of the Xiaomi family. Goes without saying, this is obviously powered by Snapdragon sound. Now, some of the main features, of course, we have dual amplifier triple drivers on here. Of course, as far as the audio codec, we are able to go all the way up to APTX Lossless in here as part of the APTX Adaptive technology that we have built in. Built-in dimensional audio, of course. We have built-in audio recording here. This is what we were talking about at the beginning, up to 120 minutes per earbud. Ultra-wide frequency noise cancellation with the ultra-deep active noise cancellation. And one of the main features with the Pro series is that we actually have the ability of configuring the level of active noise cancellation and even turning on an adaptive mode in the actual settings. As far as what you get in the box, obviously we get different ear tips. We have small, medium, and large. The mediums are already installed on here, so technically you have two mediums and one large, one small. I did change mine directly to go into the large ones. I've installed them and I've been using them since I received them, and I just basically keep the additional earbuds here, ear tips. My recommendation obviously is that you change them or basically adjust them to get the best fit for your ears, and it may not be the same one for both ears, so make sure you use the right one for your ear. We have a small USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Again, you probably won't need this because not only are we able to charge them directly with the USB-C, we also have the ability of charging them wirelessly. As you saw in the beginning of the video, I was actually able to charge them using reverse wireless charging directly from my Xiaomi 15 Ultra or with any wireless charger. This is Qi compliant. Last but not least is an instruction manual, pretty much straightforward. Explains to you that if you do need to basically configure these on devices that are not Xiaomi devices, you do need to download and install the Xiaomi Earbuds application to configure them. Otherwise, on Xiaomi devices like the 15 Ultra, you'll be able to configure them directly within the settings in the Bluetooth section. I've been using these, and if you're going to be putting them in the same pocket as your keys, just be aware. I feel like the silver one does get a little bit of scuffing, but I would recommend maybe putting in that small pocket inside of your jeans or your pants. On the back, again, we have the wireless charger on the back here, so we're able to charge them that way. And then last but not least, you do see here the Harman Kardon configuration logo on the bottom. Other than that, we're pretty much straightforward. The buds themselves are magnetically connected. You'll notice right there. And they're basically charging directly, and they only fit in one spot. When you remove them over, you'll notice that there's this nice little area here that basically is where we're going to be actually using the clicking function. So this is a press functionality as well as touch sensitivity. It does have basically ear detection, so if you do remove them from your ear, the audio will stop, and when you put them back, it will basically start up again, and that's where the sensor is present. Again, you're able to configure or change the ear tip itself, and one of the biggest things I like about them is that they're small, they're light, and they look really good, and for the most part kind of match the 15 Ultra that I have here as far as color configuration. That silver color matches it perfectly. Now, there's a couple ways of using them. Again, if I just open them up and put them next to my smartphone, the device will automatically recognize them and connect to them right away. You'll notice right there the Bluetooth connectivity showed up. Let's go ahead and bring this back, and you'll also notice that little logo for the two earbuds at the top. So if I bring it down from the top, you'll notice that the Bluetooth connection, if I press and hold on this, it'll jump directly into them, and it'll say Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro, and we can go under more settings and configure them. First and foremost, before we go too far, you'll notice right there, it does actually say APTX Lossless as part of the codec that we're using here. Battery percentage 100%. You can go in, you can see the battery level for all three, the case and the buds on the right and left. Now, active noise cancellation is off right now, basically because they are not in my ear. But if I, let's say, take them away, we'll notice that the noise cancellation gets turned on, and it's actually configured to be under the highest level, so the deep noise cancellation, up to 50, basically up to 55 dBs of configuration. You can turn on adaptive ANC, or you can actually lower the actual gauge depending on where you want it, and you can place it where you want. If you turn on the adaptive ANC, the system will automatically listen to the environmental audio and of course turn that off, or basically can leverage it to basically give you the best experience. I like to keep it under deep. That's going to give us the best experience. Configuring the dimensional audio, pretty straightforward. You can go in there, turn on dimensional audio, and you obviously need to have audio that is designed to be that way. But the biggest difference here is that experience of allowing the audio to be directional from wherever your device is sitting. We have the adaptive volume, absolute volume, low latency mode is turned on, of course, adaptive sound, Bluetooth LE support as well, and of course the codec that we have in here. And as you can see here, it does say that we're running on APTX Lossless. One thing to mention is that APTX Lossless is within the range of APTX Adaptive. Adaptive is where the system allows us to use the aptX codec to go from a configuration where it gives you the best audio via the best connection configuration. So if the system is strong enough or the signal is very strong, you'll be able to go all the way up to aptX Lossless. Otherwise, it'll configure itself and adjust to give you the best experience. Gesture support, pretty straightforward. You have configuration of being able to customize not only the pressing, as I mentioned to you guys, each bud has the ability of being clicked on, but we also have the ability of adjusting the volume by using the swipe functionality on both earbuds. Swiping up, volume up, and swiping down, volume down. So for the most part, you never have to touch your phone once you're running, and pretty much straightforward there. And you can customize the different experiences in here. One thing I do want to say is on the side level here, when you press and hold, I changed it from being taking a photo, because you can't control your camera, to recording audio, and we're going to talk about how to configure that functionality. Now, again, that's under gestures. We have an in-ear detection, as we talked about, the dual connection capabilities, show on notification shade if we want it, answer calls automatically, so on. Missing ear alert, ear tip fit test, you can do the firmware update. And I was able to install 3.3.1.3, and that is the latest version available. About FAQ and all of that is just at the bottom there. Last but not least, when we go in here, we have the ability of turning them on for audio, for obviously for calls, media, input device, since you're able to listen to them and use them as a microphone. And of course, allow access to contacts and call history if you want to. You can disconnect and pair them, or unpair them from there. If we are using a Xiaomi device running the latest version of HyperOS, we should be able to experience these settings straightforward. Now, there is an application called the Xiaomi Earbuds App. Now, this one is downloadable. If you don't find it in the Google Play Store for you, can go straight to Xiaomi's website. You're able to download it from there. Now, it gives us similar information. It doesn't give us the case battery information, but it gives us one additional feature. So we had the same option here for the transparency, for the active noise cancellation, of course, configuring it. Gesture configuration, we talked about it, audio effects, additional settings, find my earbuds, also the ability of updating the earbuds. This is where you'll be able to see the update, but it's this section, the record audio functionality, that we see here. Now, you'll notice on here, you'll notice there's an R and an L, so left and right earbud configuration, as well as also the ability of seeing how much time you have left. Each earbud records up to 120 minutes, which is really nice, and that's independent of each other. If you initiate the recording here on the phone, directly in here, it starts recording on the right earbud, and then you'll notice that's what I have it on this side. Because I configured it, as I showed you guys with the gesture function, to have it on my left ear, then at this point when I'm recording audio, it'll record the audio using the left ear, as you'll see the example there. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a way of playing them directly off the earbuds. We do need to transfer them onto our phone. There is a functional button in here that says save all to phone. I'll give it a second. And you'll notice right there, it's syncing the data directly from my earbuds onto the device. And once they're there, we're able to listen to them. We're also able to, in the future, to transcribe them once that functionality is installed and activated on our system. You'll see here is all of the recordings that we've done. Now, here you'll notice it's based on order. It doesn't actually show right and left, but we're able to see which ones are which. This is going to be a quick audio sample of the Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro. These buds feature Snapdragon sound, high-resolution audio with Harman Kardon configuration. Now, there's a couple of ways to get the best experience on your Xiaomi Buds. If you're using a Xiaomi 15 and 15 Pro or a Xiaomi device that does have Dolby Atmos built into it, you're definitely going to be able to customize that in there. But there's also an additional one here under audio effects in the app. You're able to go in there, turn on dimensional audio, adaptive sound, adaptive volume, of course, as well. And the ability of turning on the filters, or basically the presets that we have. So we have the Harman Audio EFX one that we talked about before, Harman Audio, decrease bass, we have enhanced treble, enhanced voice, audio file, and of course you can go in there and customize your experience and save that as your own personal preset, which makes it very nice, and of course allows us to actually get the best experience if you're not comfortable with the ones that are preset in there. I find that the Harman Audio EFX one works really nice for me. And of course, if you want to turn on dimensional audio, you can turn that on from there. Of course, if you are using a Xiaomi device and you don't necessarily need to download the application, you can jump directly into the, well, basically your Bluetooth settings, and you're able to jump in here under basically audio section. And you get pretty much the same experience with the exception. And now we have the ability of turning on Bluetooth LE audio and adaptive sound in here in this tab. And of course, the ability of changing the codec as well. So here it gives us the ability of seeing that we have the APTX Adaptive. Again, APTX Lossless is part of APTX Adaptive, and it's turned on when the connection is strong enough and of course stable. AAC or SBC for best sound quality, and of course high quality, and then jumping into the adaptive section. All of these are customizable, again, directly within the notification, directly within the Bluetooth section in here as far as the audio options. Last but not least, under sound effects, if you jump in here, and again, your device does support it, you do have Dolby Atmos or Xiaomi sound or even original customization of the graphic EQ in here and immersive sound. And of course, if you have headphones, you can customize them within the system in here. This is what we have as far as presets in here. Again, you get custom, rock, jazz, different options in there, and you can customize them here. And one of the biggest thing I'll probably say overall, the sound and the bass driver, or basically the way these drivers are able to drive the bass into our ears when we're listening to, let's say, EDM dance or even rock music. I find them to be very nice and very strong. They're able to articulate the bass in a very nice way and provide it with a nice, basically a more of a gentle approach into music. But if you want to be able to push it, you're able to push it through the EQ section. And again, you're able to customize it within the app or even here within the sound section under your smartphone. Most smartphones nowadays have some functional EQ built into that, so make sure you're not overriding one with another. But the experience here has definitely been very nice, and I've been enjoying listening to these for literally over 2 weeks now that I've been using them. And I've even traveled with them, as I mentioned, to Singapore, and I've used them on the tablet as well as on the phone, and they've worked very, very nice. Phone calls have been clear, audio has been great, and range has been amazing. Keeping over 20 to 30 feet within straight line of sight, you're not going to have any problems to listening to your audio. One of the main benefits of APTX Adaptive is the ability of getting low latency performance in there. Now you're able to turn on low latency in the settings and also be able to use these to be able to get the best gaming experience. So as you were watching this in this game, as I'm showing you guys with this quick demo, I was able not only to be able to respond right away, but also hear exactly where the audio is coming from without any delays, running high frame rate, recording video and recording and listening to the audio at the same time using the buds. So for gaming, these are going to work great. And when it comes down to audio performance, they're also going to sound really nice. And you're going to get that spatial experience where everything is coming at you from different directions. So when you were running in there, you were able to hear that some of the firing was being shot on the far right or even behind us, so that we can actually pinpoint where the attackers are. So it made it really easy for me to find one of the last survivors in that game. Very nice, and of course, very functional. Pretty straightforward. You get a little bit of a chime letting you know that they're actually in and they're turned on. And of course, your device will automatically recognize them. The 15 Ultra does a very nice UI animation where it shows me both buds on the top right and top left part of the display, allowing me to see that they're connected, and not only that, the battery percentage on them directly in the notification panel. So I don't actually have to get into the app to know how much battery level I have left on the buds themselves. As I showed you guys before, the configuration as far as the audio in here is pretty straightforward. One click starts and stops the music. And that's pretty straightforward. Double click skips forward, triple click skips backwards, and that's by default how the settings are set. Pressing and holding on the right ear will take me directly into noise cancellation and ambient sound. Switches on, but one side to the other. And the actual, I would say basically ambient sound is pretty natural. It almost sounds like I actually don't have the earbuds in my ear. So it actually gives us the ability of not having to take the earbuds out or in and out whenever we want to talk to somebody. If I want to activate them again, press and hold on the button again, you'll hear that little click and you hear the ting, and then now you know that you're actually in active noise cancellation, and the sound just kind of ever so gently stops. There's no more sound around us. Using the right ear tips at the same time with this function makes it the best experience. So always make sure you use the right one. On the left side, if I press and hold on the actual earbud, press and hold, because I've changed that in the settings, it'll actually just make an audio recognition saying audio recording started, and I'll just press and hold it here. And then once you're done with that, you do need to remember to do the exact same function. And then it'll give you that the audio recording has stopped. And that's a pretty much straight experience. Overall, what we're getting here again is a great audio playback experience and some really good deep bass experience. So if you're like me per se and you love to listen to basically dance, EDM or rock music, you're not going to have any issues in here. There's settings in here to configure it between the two profiles that we have from Harman Kardon in there, as well as the ability of going in there with, let's say, additional bass, vocal configuration. Also, because we have Dolby configuration as far as the audio EQ section inside of the 15 Ultra, we're also able to go even further in the customization of that audio. Amazon Music does have its own area of customization, the ability of switching between Dolby and Ultra HD as far as the audio. And I think that's going to give you, at least in this configuration, a lot of different options to figure out which one works best for you. Dimensional audio works really good. Again, not my personal cup of tea, but I love the fact that they're small. The battery life is very nice and long. I took them with me on my recent trip to Singapore using the Xiaomi Pad 7 Pro as well as the buds themselves, and it works really nice. And again, you can connect them to multiple devices at the same time. So I had them connected to the Pad 7 Pro as well as the 15 Ultra so that I got the best experience. And of course, it just made it simple. I didn't have to worry about wires and anything like that. I just turned on the pad and started watching my favorite videos directly on Crunchyroll. And of course, if I want to switch back to the phone, again, jumps over, works very, very nicely. I think for me, overall, the biggest thing I'll probably say about these is it's really a culmination of everything that Xiaomi's been doing for some time. The audio recording is something that we saw that came in late last year, and I like the fact that it's continuing. Their functionalities are very nice. Battery life is very decent. 8 hours on a single charge and up to 40 hours with a full charge. It's also going to depend on what you're using as a media player. If you're using, watching videos on YouTube and so on, you're not going to get the best audio codec there. So my recommendation would be like Amazon Music, Qobuz, or even using Spotify. And of course, making sure you're subscribed to the higher quality audio tier. At the end of the day, again, if you're looking for something from Xiaomi that works great with the Xiaomi ecosystem, either be it that their tablets, their smartphones, this is going to work great. And of course, if you're going to use it with another Android device, make sure you download the Xiaomi Earbud application to get all of those functionalities on that device. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support. And of course, as always, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the brand new Xiaomi Buds 5 Pro?